Walmart has over 4,600 locations here in the United States.
They do $648 billion in global sales. They are the biggest retailer on the planet. It's rare to drive 10 or 15 minutes in this country without passing one.
Trader Joe's has just around 600 locations.
Their employees wear Hawaiian shirts and ring a literal bell when the line gets too long. They spend $0 on advertising, no loyalty app, no coupons, no self-checkout. And yet they do $2,100 in sales per square foot. The industry average is around $500.
That math shouldn't work out at all, but it does. And today I'm gonna figure out how.
But I'm definitely addicted to Trader Joe's canned salmon.
Oh my god, it's so cute. There's palm trees behind me. This is just amazing. I love it here. Look at these golden potatoes in the Trader Joe's bag. These are one of the best things that they sell.
Let's go up in your business, Trader Joe's.
Here's what makes this genuinely wild. The entire grocery industry runs on one playbook. More products, more brands, more square footage, more deals. Kroger carries 30,000 products. Whole Foods carries about 25,000. The average American supermarket is a warehouse dressed up with good lighting.
Trader Joe's carries just about 4,000 products.
Walk in and nearly 80% of what you see has the Trader Joe's name on it. Every major national brand has been replaced with something they make themselves. And they run entirely on word of mouth. They also have a tote bag for less than $3 that people in London are selling for $250.
People lining up very early this morning in hopes of being the first to get their hands on these bags.
Drop their new mini insulated tote bag for the summer. You know, the ones that are like little coolers.
But how does a grocery store that refuses to act like a grocery store become the most efficient food retailer in the country?
That's what I'm getting into today.
Walk into a Trader Joe's and you instantly know you're somewhere different. It's small, between 10,000 and 15,000 square feet. That's way less than half the size of a typical grocery store. You'll see handwritten chalkboard signs describing products like a well-traveled friend who's personally recommending it. Murals painted by local artists cover the walls, depicting the surrounding neighborhood. So every location feels like it belongs to the block it sits on. The staff are called crew members, the assistant manager is a mate, the store manager is a captain. They will open anything for you to taste before you buy it, and if you take something home and you hate it, you can return it with no questions asked, even if the package is mostly empty. Most grocery stores are designed to maximize SKUs on the shelf.
Trader Joe's is designed to maximize the experience of the person who is walking through the store.
There is also something happening with the store size that most people miss. A small footprint with a focused product line means everything turns over fast. And when something is not selling, it disappears and something new takes its place. Trader Joe's discontinues products constantly, which sounds like a flaw until you realize it is exactly what keeps people coming back.
You buy the thing you love while you can, and then you come back regularly to see what's new. And that whole thing sort of becomes a habit for the customer.
Okay, so let's look at the origin story here. It's 1967. Joe Colomb is a Stanford-educated businessman running a struggling chain of convenience stores in Southern California. He's competing against 7-Eleven and he's losing.
He notices two things happening simultaneously in America.
The GI Bill has sent a generation to college, and Boeing is about to launch the 747, making international travel affordable for the first time. See, a new kind of consumer is emerging. Educated, well-traveled, with sophisticated tastes, but a teacher's salary. People who had eaten real brie in Paris could not find it back home. He later said that his ideal customer was someone who got a Fulbright scholarship, went to Europe, and came back wanting something other than Velveeta and Folgers.
So he builds a store for them.
He named it after Trader Vic's, a famous tiki bar in Beverly Hills that was wildly out of reach for most people. Trader Joe's would be the affordable version of that adventure. He stocked international cheeses and French wine, but at a fraction of the price. At one point, Trader Joe's was the largest importer of brie in the United States.
And then in 1977, he makes the decision that defines everything.
Joe knew a small store could never beat big chains on volume or price, so he stops trying to compete on those terms. He called it the Brooks Brothers strategy. Every item in Brooks Brothers carries a Brooks Brothers label. Total control over the the shelf, total control over the margin, he began removing national brands category by category and replacing them with products made exclusively for Trader Joe's and by suppliers who agreed to keep quiet about it at prices that felt almost too good to be true. Here is the business genius underneath it all. When you control the label, you control the supplier. Trader Joe's goes directly to manufacturers, cuts out the middleman, and gets a product nobody else on earth can sell at a margin nobody else can touch. So the customer gets a lower price because there is no national brand marketing budget baked into what you're paying. The average professional spends 28% of their work week just on email. And worst of all, important emails still get lost. But I came across something called Superhuman Mail. Their AI surfaces are exactly what I need when I need it in seconds. So I'm never digging through old threads to find a detail. Auto drafts keep me on top of follow-ups automatically. It even writes the reply for me, so I just review it and decide if I send. Superhuman Mail also makes scheduling meetings in different time zones go from a headache to just a single link. One link, done. No back and forth. And they're giving my subscribers 1 month for free using the link in my description below. Check it out, and now back to the video.
You cannot find this Mandarin orange chicken anywhere else.
Their cookie butter, their everything but bagel seasoning, their cauliflower gnocchi, their hold the cone mini ice cream cones. None of it exists outside these four walls. Every one of those products is its own reason to make the trip.
Here's where it gets really fun.
Because Trader Joe's built an entire world of fictional characters. Walk the aisles and you will find Trader Giotti's, the Italian line. Pasta, sauces, risotto, olive oil that feels like it came from a small shop in Bologna. Trader Joe's covers Mexican and Latin food, salsas, enchilada sauces, pepitas, and frozen burritos with a cult-like following of its own.
Trader Ming's handles some Asian-inspired food.
Stir-fry sauces, frozen dumplings, noodle dishes. Baker Joseph's covers European-style breads. Trader Darwin's covers vitamins and supplements. See, each one tells a small story about where the food came from or what culture inspired it. It turns the grocery run into something that feels more like browsing a global market than pushing a cart through a big box store. Costco does something similar with Kirkland, but the Kirkland name is on many of the products, from diapers to whiskey. Trader Joe's built a cast of characters and gave each one a cuisine, a personality, a lane.
Here's the detail that most people don't know.
So in 1979, Joe sold Trader Joe's to Theo Albrecht, the co-founder of Aldi, one of the most ruthlessly efficient discounted grocery chains in Europe. And then Theo does something remarkable. He bought it, but left it completely alone. No Aldi branding, no Aldi systems, no interference. He understood that what made Trader Joe's work was its identity, and that identity could not survive being absorbed into a corporate machine. So to this day, Trader Joe's is owned by the Albrecht Family Trust. It has never gone public, no quarterly earnings calls, no outside shareholders, no activist investor demanding faster expansion. They publish nothing. Every number we have really just comes from outside estimates.
Those estimates are crazy.
Around $13 billion in annual revenue, $26 million in average sales per store, foot traffic up over 6% in 2024, a private company that's run from a small office in Monrovia, California, with nobody telling them what to do. It shows in every decision they make.
So at some point, Trader Joe's stops becoming just a grocery store and starts becoming a cultural object. And this is the clearest proof.
This tote is a status symbol now.
Let's go try to get this Trader Joe's pink and red striped insulated bag.
It usually costs $2.99 in the store. It has the logo on it. Trader Joe's started releasing these bags in limited edition, seasonal colors with no announcement, small quantities, and zero marketing. Word spreads on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. People line up before stores open. On eBay, sometimes you'll see bags resell for $250. In the UK, where there are no Trader Joe's locations, some have listed for the equivalent of even thousands of dollars. And in South Korea and Japan, travelers are asked to bring them as gifts. The company says it does not condone the resale, but the resale market does not care. A grocery bag from a store that spends nothing on advertising has become an international status symbol.
Trend experts will kind of call this like a if you know accessory.
Let's look at the big picture here. Nearly 600 company-owned stores, around $13 billion in revenue, the highest sales per square foot in the grocery industry, 34 new stores opened in 2020 2024, their biggest expansion year ever, and a $3 tote that people on multiple continents are hunting down.
So there are 3 lessons inside the Trader Joe's story.
The first is when 80% of your shelf carries your own label, you become irreplaceable. The customer who loves Mandarin orange chicken has exactly just one place to get it. The customer loyal to Trader Giotto's is loyal to you and only you. You own the product and you own the relationship, and that relationship compounds in a way that no coupon program ever could. The second is scarcity.
See, scarcity creates desire in a way that abundance never can.
A limited tote, a small store, a focused menu, a product that might be gone next month. When you can't get everything, you value what you can get. Less, but done brilliantly, builds more loyalty than more ever could. And that feeling is the product. Lesson 3, you go to Trader Joe's because it is the one errand in your week that feels kind of good. The handwritten signs, the Hawaiian shirts, the bell, the murals, the samples. Joe built a store that was supposed to feel like an adventure, and 6 decades later, it still does. He died in 2020 at age 89. He never really saw the tote bag trend on TikTok. He never saw Trader Ming's dumplings become a freezer staple in apartments across America.
But he built a store for people who wanted something more than a transaction. If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to subscribe, because this is the series called Up in Your Business, where I go to businesses that seem simple on the outside, but I take a deep dive into what actually makes them so successful. Also, let me know below which business you want to learn more about. I read every comment. And in the meantime, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Up in Your Business.